Well, logging onto the internet today, be careful because there's a very good chance the government may be watching you. A new report from the Wall Street Journal says the NSA can snoop on up to 75% of our email traffic. In addition, the NSA admits to intercepting 56,000 wholly domestic communications per year. That's 56,000 annual assaults on the Constitution. So what's the government doing with all this intel? Check out this massive spy building in Bluffdale, Utah. Taxpayers ponying up $1.5 billion to store our emails, our phone calls, even our clicks online. The enormous facility will burn 65 megawatts of energy and will require 1.7 million gallons of water per day to cool those massive computers. It'll even have its own police force. All that adds up to billions of taxpayer dollars spent snooping on taxpayers. Most disturbing, however, is that the Obama administration, while claiming to be transparent,
there is no spying on Americans. We don't have a domestic spying program.
Has been anything but. All right, so let's go to Jonathan first. Lots of money, lots of taxpayer money, Jonathan, spent on snooping on the taxpayer.
Yeah, I mean, Eric, and this whole idea of either spying against national security, it's a false choice. I mean, despite all the monitoring that's already gone on, we miss Benghazi, we miss the Boston bombing, Iran's nuclear ambition grows, and jihad around the world continues to grow. Spying does not keep Americans safe. It would have been like trying to win World War II by monitoring who is going to sushi restaurants or binging on German sausages. I mean, how we win a war is by naming the enemy and taking military steps to actually defeat them. So a proper war on state-sponsored Islam would leave us free not to have to worry about government spying on American citizens.
You got the German sausage comment in. I know you're working on that all morning. Juan, they promised. President Obama promised us that this wasn't going on. Now we find out it was going on to the tune of 56,000 occurrences per year.
Well, I think it's an outrage because I'm big on civil liberties. I just think we should be protected in terms of our privacy. But I must say, this is not so much directed at us. It's about keeping us safe. Jonathan says that you could do it without it, but I'm not sure. And I tell you, if there was a terrorist incident, boy, would we all be up in arms. Remember, a lot of this takes place under the Patriot Act.
You're playing both sides of that fence.
There's been dozens.
You're playing both sides of that fence. Either you're for this stuff or you're not. You just said you're for civil liberties, but you're also for this.
Don't mistake me. Don't mistake. If I was, vacillating, sorry, Eric, I'm for it because you know what? Ultimately, I don't want to get blown up.
Okay. So you're in the camp that says as long as you say terror in the sentence, it doesn't matter what you say you're doing after that. Wayne, help us out here.
No, there is no helping out, Eric. It's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. By the way, this thing is called the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. Foreign intelligence surveillance. It starts with the word foreign. It doesn't say anything about domestic snooping. We've got domestic snooping going on all the time. And by the way, this can happen because Eric Holder, whose veracity is comparable to that of Pinocchio, Eric Holder can start this kind of stuff, and they have a law that says special needs. You can take an exception to this and call it special needs, and therefore start blanketing everybody. It's outrageous. It should stop.
All right, Katie, I'm guessing. We're a couple of months into this. I'm guessing there's more. We're going to find out about what goes on behind the scenes.
The NSA has turned out to be a lot like the TSA. They look like they're doing a whole lot of good, but they're actually not doing a whole lot of good. As Jonathan pointed out, we haven't seen a whole lot of results from this program. We did see the Boston bombing. We saw Benghazi. What worked, which Obama got rid of, was waterboarding, taking prisoners and asking them questions. That's where we got our intelligence from. We're no longer doing that, and now we're spying on Americans instead. The Patriot Act was written in a way, Sensenbrenner came on and said, look, I wrote the Patriot Act. This is not what it was supposed to be used for. It has been corrupted. It's time to scrap it and start over.
Very quickly, John, before we go, do we pull a funding for the NSA, or is it too important to keep in place?
I think what's important, Eric, is actually to win the war. I mean, I think politicians on both sides of the aisle have resigned that we're always going to be in this endless conflict against militant Islam. I think by actually naming the enemy and taking steps to defeat them, we won't actually have to worry about not only them hurting us, but our own government violating our rights.
Very quickly, Wayne, last thought. You say defund it?
I say defund it. I say do anything. But the first thing is you've got to do it legally. That is to say that the Supreme Court, who appoints these, by the way, the head of the Supreme Court appoints these members of the other court. You've got to stop this because it's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. It's a constitutional issue, and they're not paying. They're paying no attention to it. They're just saying, "Oh, for expediency's sake, we're going to get everybody."
We're going to leave it there. We're going to leave it there.